My mom cries because I don't have a dad. Please be my dad, human, said the little alien girl. I wasn't supposed to stay on Oregon for longer than a week. The job was simple. Inspect a broken terraformer, run diagnostics, and go home. But then a little alien girl changed everything. It started on day 2. I was eating my protein bar beside the half-buried control module when I noticed her. Tiny, pink-skinned, big eyes like shimmering opals, and a mop of dark, frizzy tendrils for hair. She peeked at me from behind a rock, clutching a doll made of string and bones. "Hey there," I called gently. "You lost." She blinked, hesitated, then padded over. Her thin legs wobbled, as if every step took courage. "I'm not lost," she said. Her voice was high and soft, with a strange musical lilt. "I live here. You're the one who's new." Fair point. She sat cross-legged beside me and stared curiously at my food. I offered her the rest of my bar. She sniffed it, took a nibble, and made a face. "Tastes like burnt dust," she muttered. I chuckled. "That's because it is." "What's your name, human?" "Ray," I replied. "And you?" "Luma." She gave a proud little puff of her chest and added, "I'm 5 or maybe 6. Mama isn't sure." I smiled. "Nice to meet you, Luma." She came back the next day, and the day after. Soon, every morning started with her bounding toward my work site, dragging her doll and asking endless questions about my tools, my ship, and the strange beeping devices I carried. Do all humans wear boots that heavy? Is your ship lonely when you're not in it? Can I press this button? The last one nearly triggered a power surge, so I learned to redirect her curiosity fast. Still, I didn't mind. Luma was clever, funny, and had a way of wrinkling her nose when she laughed that made my chest ache a little. She reminded me of someone, or maybe something I never had. Family. On the 6th day, I finally met her mother. I was checking the condenser vents when I noticed movement from a ridge. A woman, taller than Luma, but clearly the same species, stood watching, hands clasped nervously. She was beautiful in a quiet, weathered way. Her skin shimmered faintly like pearls, and her eyes held a cautious strength. "Hello," I called. "You must be Luma's mother." She nodded slowly. "Her name means little light. She chose it herself. She lives up to it." Her gaze softened, and she stepped closer. "I am Sonari." "Ray, I hope it's okay I've been." "She talks about you constantly," she said. "It makes her happy." We stood in silence for a moment. Then she added, "Her father died before she was born. A sickness. I raised her alone. The others in our village help, but..." Her voice trailed off. "She says you make her feel safe." That night, Luma stayed later than usual. We watched the twin moons rise over the cliffs. She leaned against my arm, yawning. "Ray," she said suddenly, "do you have a daughter?" I shook my head. "No." "Did you have a dad?" I hesitated. "Yeah, but he wasn't around much." She was quiet a long time. Then, softly, she whispered, "Mama cries sometimes when she thinks I'm sleeping. She thinks I don't know why, but I do." My heart twisted. "She cries," Luma said, "because I don't have a dad." So she turned, looking up at me with those huge, gleaming eyes. "Can you be my dad, Ray? Just for a little while?" I didn't answer right away. I'd flown halfway across the galaxy for a job that paid well and meant nothing. I lived in a small ship with no photos on the walls. I never stayed in one place long. And now this tiny girl was offering me a reason to stop running. "I don't know how to be a dad. I admit it." She grinned. "That's okay. I don't know how to be a kid with one either." We laughed, and then I nodded. "All right, Luma, for as long as I'm here, I'll be your dad." She beamed so brightly I thought the stars had shifted. The next days were different. I didn't just fix machines. I walked her to her village, helped her carry water, showed her how to use tools. I spent evenings with Sonari, talking quietly by the fire. She told me about the storms that came every harvest, about the old myths of sky creatures and singing stones. I told her about Earth, about crowded cities and silent forests. We shared stories like trade goods, piece by piece, until silence between us felt like understanding. But then the company ship called. Ray, your window's closing. If you don't return by cycle end, we can't recover you till next orbit. I had 12 hours. I told Sonari first. Her face didn't change, but her hands curled into fists. You're going. I have to. My contract. She looked away. I understand. But I saw the shimmer in her eyes. Luma found me later, packing my kit. She looked at the open bag, then at me. You're leaving? I have to, little light. Her lips quivered. But you said you were my dad. I meant it. She reached into her pouch and pulled out her doll, the one made of bones and string. This is Miru. She's for you, so you won't forget me. My throat closed. I knelt, hugging her tight. I could never forget you, Luma. Never. The shuttle ride up was the longest of my life. I stared at that doll the whole way. Back on the ship, I paced for hours. The chair felt wrong. The silence, worse. That night, I stood by the window, staring down at the planet, and realized I couldn't do it. I returned 2 days later. The village was stunned. Sonari wept when she saw me. Luma tackled my legs, shouting, Dad, you came back. Yeah, I whispered, lifting her into my arms. This time, I'm staying. I didn't know what the future held. Maybe I'd build a home, fix things for the village, plant a garden, teach Luma how to fly a kite or catch bugs or dream of stars. But I knew one thing for certain. I had found my family, and it all started with a little alien girl who asked me to be her dad.